Shavkat Rakhmonov, the number 6 UFC welterweight contender in the world, was supposed to fight number 11 middleweight, randomly, Kevin Holland, on the UFC Noche card, the Mexican card, headlined by Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko. Kelvin, the man is sparring like maniacs who are spinning, elbowing him during practice, and he cut his orbital bone, kind of like broke his nose. That's kind of what it looked like to me. And that fight is canceled, so Shavkat is scrambling. He's like, I don't know if this Kelvin fight is going to get rescheduled. And I don't really know what the Kelvin fight does for me at this point. In my MMA career, it really doesn't do much. So why not? I'm going to call out Kamaru Usman, the number 1 contender in the welterweight division. And I'm going to actually attempt to go down in the rankings again to number 7 in Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I know he doesn't want any wrestlers, any grapplers, but maybe I'll just strike with them for 3 rounds. Neither guy wants them. I mean, Kamaru Usman is saying, no, I don't want to fight Shavkat unless it's for a title, fully well knowing that, well, Shavkat does not have a belt right now, so you're pretty much blatantly ducking Shavkat Rakhmonov, and Stephen Thompson is pretty much ducking the number 1 contender, the number 2 contender, the number 3 contender, the number 4 contender, the number 5 contender, the number 6 contender, the number 9 contender, and the number 15 contender. He's pretty much ducking all of the wrestlers and grapplers in the UFC welterweight division. So obviously he's not going to want to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov, but that was the call out. Shavkat was like, I want to fight Steve Wonderboy Thompson, and I want to fight Kamaru Usman if the Kelvin Gastelum fight cannot get rescheduled. But yeah, Kamaru's ducking him. Kamaru wants an easy fight. Kamaru's trying to fight Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is trying to fight Michelle Pereira. He's trying to fight Jack Della Maddalena, Ian Gary. He's trying to fight Kamaru Usman. The only reason he'll fight a wrestler is if that wrestler is the number 1 contender. If not, no, I only want strikers. That's pretty much what Wonderboy is saying. So Wonderboy and Kamaru Usman are pretty much ducking Shavkat Rakhmonov. And now, is it the smart thing to do? Is it the smart thing to do for Steven not to accept the Wonderboy, the Shavkat fight? Yeah, if Kamaru Usman is calling you out, you gotta take that. If that's the 2 choices there, Shavkat or Kamaru Usman, pretty even level opponents in my opinion. You take the number 1 contender, olding, aging veteran in Kamaru Usman, coming off a head kick knockout loss 2 fights ago to Leon Edwards. You are a kickboxer, so you know, I don't blame Wonderboy for trying to accept a Kamaru Usman fight rather than a Shavkat fight. It actually makes sense. But Kamaru, I mean, is still, I respect the decision because it is a smart one. Wonderboy is ranked at number 7. Shavkat is ranked at number 6. Usman beating Thompson doesn't do much, but it's a win. It gets him back in the win column. Him beating Shavkat doesn't really do much. He's not even in the top 5 at this point in his MMA career. It just gets him a win. So if I'm Usman, you got to take the easier fight out of the 2. The easier fight is, of course, Stephen Thompson, as he's not as well-rounded as Shavkat Rakhmonov. He wins that one. Maybe he fights Bilal. Maybe he fights Colby again for the 3rd time. And boom, he beats Stephen Thompson. He beats Colby, a guy he's already beaten. He gets another title fight. Or he can fight Shavkat and then fight Colby and then get another title fight. Obviously, Usman is being smart here, saying, Shavkat, you know, win over Shavkat does the exact same thing as a win over Thompson. I'm only going to fight Shavkat if it's for the belt. We can make fun of that decision, saying he's ducking Shavkat or anything like that, which he kind of is, but it's the really smart thing to do. It is the smart thing to do. Any coach, any manager looking at this situation as you are the number 1 contender, and you got Stephen Thompson coming off a win, I mean, over number 12 Kevin Holland, but coming off a win nonetheless, who would you rather fight? Kevin Holland or Stephen Thompson or Shavkat Rakhmonov? It is very, very clear. So it is smart. It is smart by Kamaru Usman, but yeah, Shavkat needs a damn fight. Because, yeah, this was a while later. I mean, I know I've been talking about the fact that both of these 2 men are kind of ducking Shavkat Rakhmonov a little bit, but they've literally called out each other in the last few hours. In the last day, I'll say. Kamaru Usman was saying the only fight that makes sense for me is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense for your career, but rankings-wise, UFC-wise, what the UFC wants to do to build their up-and-comers, it makes no sense for the UFC to do this fight. For you, it makes all the sense in the world. I believe that. I believe this is a smart call-out. Kamaru Usman calling out Thompson. Thompson accepting. I think Usman kind of destroys Steve Wonderboy Thompson there, but Steven's a live dog. He could catch Usman when he comes in. But again, it is the smart move because, I mean, we got guys like Michel Pereira somehow calling out Shavkat Rakhmonov for a middleweight fight because Michel cannot make weight. It is so funny. This whole back and forth of call-outs in the welterweight division is getting too much for me. But what do y'all think? Usman calling out Steve Wonderboy Thompson, Wonderboy accepting, and Shavkat calling out both of those guys, and they're just like, we don't hear you. We don't hear you. We're going to call out each other over here. It's craziness. What do y'all think about that in the welterweight division?